everyone, this is Ava Chow from Independence High School, part of Eastside Union High School District. This is going to be the fourth and last video of the beginning Google Classroom training. We're focusing today on grading assignments, grading and making comments, and grades in Google Classroom. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off directly right into the classwork page where we have our assignments. There are two ways in accessing assignments and where you can grade. We're going to go ahead and do this weekly demo assignment here. If you click on it, you have your description, your rubric, and your attachments. Here is a quick overview, and if you notice they light up, that's because these are active links. Depending on where you want to go to look at the actual assignments, do you want to look at anything turned in? Right now, nothing has been turned in. There were two that were assigned, and out of that, there are one that is graded. So that means I have 3 students in this demo class. No matter which one I'm going to click here, that'll take me into the grading scene. So before I go into the grading scene, I'm going to show you the other area where you can access assignments. Under grades, this assignment's right here. I can click on it and I'll get to where I need to be. The other way is if you allow to see notifications of the assignments in the announcements, they should be here in the front. This is an announcement. This is an assignment. Assignments have these. This is the short condensed view where you don't see the entire assignment. If they want to see it, they have to go, so you can click there to get to this area. Again, I'm going to show you in classwork. If I click here, it'll take me to the same screen. So all 3 ways are to get to this area. This is kind of the intermediate stage, so grading can be confusing this way. Here you can see all of the assignments that you have. Now these are the actual attachments. Because I made it so that it's set up that only students can view. Let's go back to instruction. Let's go and look at the editing. Right now I have it set to 100 points. Anything that's set to 100 points doesn't mean 100 points actually. It's 100%. So right now, each student will get a copy, and students can view this particular file. Let's go ahead and close out. So that means in the student work, the only reason these two students have it is because they clicked on the actual assignment and they've acknowledged they have received it. So that's why. This student here has no attachments yet because they haven't opened their document or looked at the assignment. I know these two have, and that's why I have it graded here, because I gave everybody a copy, but the copy won't show up unless the student clicks on it. All right, the other way of ordering is this sidebar menu. This is kind of like an overview of all your students. It will give them their grades over here, and then you can sort them by last name first, first name, and then the last one is by status. The ones that you still have not graded and need to grade will be up here above. If you signed it and that you're in the middle of grading and you haven't returned it to them, they will have the word draft on it. And Dana, I've graded before, but I went back and made changes, but I haven't hit return to finalize those changes, and that's why it's in draft form but still underneath the topic of graded. All right, so any of these, when you click on it, we're going to click on Armando and it will take us to the demo, his assignment here. In Armando, this is where you can grade and make comments here. I'm going to close this so you can see more of this, or you can move the bottom bar over and then you can make comments and highlight and say, oh, you forgot capitalization, but that's up to you how much you want to do to the actual document of the student. Other things are that because this is at 100%, the grade is going to be 70. In this document example, I have 2 things that will be for the rubric. Right now, it is 1.5 points for no work shown, does not show mastery, and 3 points for mastery. If I decide and change my mind to 2 points, you can see that shift. this total will shift, and because this is the actual points, you can give them in terms of what percentage. So this, if you ever put 100, it means you want to show how much percentage of the grade they got. If you want to go by points, then you just make sure the assignment is less than 100 there. So this is how it works. If you can't see and you don't remember what these categories are because the window is really small, if I would take this and make it bigger, it doesn't really expand this area. That's as big as it gets. So here it expands what each of the tiers of your rubric would see. And if you made a mistake, you don't want to grade it quite yet, you can hit clear, and that will clear out the grade. Click on again, and it will minimize the menu. If you don't remember what are the terms, each of the rubric categories, depending on the subject, the content, and the skill matter, you're going to click here to open a new window, and then you have the rubric showing here. There is a lot going on this page, so there's not quite room to fit. So what they did was they made it as a pop-up. So you can toggle in between if you forget the categories. Otherwise, it's easy to see from here. Or if you don't want to see from there, you can select it like this or like this. Other way, it will turn and change the grade for you. Whatever the grade is here, it has highlighted in red that you have not returned it. Returning means you have finalized what the selection is in the copy, and you hit return. Here we have private comments. Private comments, either you post them or not, will be independent of the return button. Now, here's grading. What the comments here, sometimes you make lots of comments and same mistakes or same comments that you want to give to all the students. There is a comment bank. What's nice about this comment bank, you can see the same comment bank across all your classes. So here I have blah, blah, blah. I'm going to copy to the clipboard, go back to my grading, click here and hit paste. It's in here. It hasn't quite posted yet unless you hit post. So I can hit post. I'm not going to because this is just a general sense. So now you know all the functions of grading here, and it's based on either you want to grade by rubric or grade however you think it is if you have the rubric in a separate page. Right now we are seeing Armando. If I want to see another person in the class, I can click here and see all the other students. Again, you can sort them by first name, last name, and status. Another way of seeing it is using this arrow button, and this will switch the document so you don't have to close it, open another screen, and grade. You can just switch the screen and grade directly to where you need to be at. Okay, so that is it for the grading, and I'm going to show you where they have the gradebook here. Going back to the class itself, you're going to go to grades. And here, show you one more thing. This is the grade which we were just in. It is in draft form because I have not returned it to the student. However, notice that we could get final grades here. So where do you find that and change that you can see the summary of the student grades? I'm going to go here into the settings of the whole class, go all the way down. You can go ahead and put total points in. If I go ahead and press save, I'll go back to grades and we'll show them their overall grades. However, the students do not have view of their overall grades. You would have to turn on this view of overall grades, press save again, and then now the students would be able to see their overall grades. But that's up to you however you want to do it. And that's it for grading. Thanks. Have a good one.